TankTheTech has made a video that directly speaks to me. It speaks to a lot of reactors. And I saw this, and I'm not going to lie, with a title that says "The Big Lie That Music Reactors Keep Pushing on You," and then his thumbnail saying "Reactors don't make me money," and then with that sad face, it kind of screams a little bit like I'm better than you kind of energy. And I don't know, I don't vibe with it, but I do love Tank. I'm friends with Tank. However, I don't know what he's actually saying here, and I have a lot to say when it comes to how I'm making money with reaction content. We're currently on a live stream. We're currently on a donation live stream to help support the channel and check out a lot of music, which I'll get into. I'm very, very transparent about what I do on my channel. So I'd love to hear what Tank has to say, but yeah, this is the big lie that music reactors keep pushing on you.
So today I want to talk about something that's been blowing up on the YouTube scene with music creators, and it's this whole controversy regarding UMG, Universal Music Group. There's been a lot of people that have talked about this, Rick Beato being one of the biggest ones, talking about how he's got strikes from Universal Music Group on his channel. And there's been a lot of other creators piling onto this as well, talking about how many strikes they get, and they get copyright claimed by everything. And it's one of the big things that reactors always talk about. They talk about how they don't make money from their reactions because they're getting hit with copyright claims all the time. And while I don't...
Yep. This is exactly why we're doing the stream right now, because when I'm uploading videos from like, for any band, I'm hit with a copyright claim. Now, fortunately, a lot of like my songs that I check out and fellow reactors that are in the metalcore scene, we do have relationships with some of these labels. It could be like Shark Tone or something, who are awesome, who help remove the copyright. So that way the song is whitelisted is what we call it. And when it's whitelisted, it means we can actually make some ad revenue. So the ads that actually play goes to us and not the label and the band. In a way, I kind of wish there was like this split sharing kind of system that YouTube has in place, but it doesn't. We don't split the share. Instead, it goes to me or the label. Now, when it comes to actually, getting some ad revenue from this content, it really is nothing. Because the views that I get on my videos, I'm lucky if I get like, 10,000 views on a video, which honestly in some of my videos lately have been performing pretty well, but that's still not a lot of money. That could be maybe $20 for 10,000 views. So the only way that people make a lot of money on YouTube is when they're pulling in like million views or 100,000 views per video. That's when you're actually getting a lot of ad revenue. But since we're checking out a lot of smaller bands and a lot of more underground bands, like me and my fellow reactor friends, we're really not making a lot of money when it comes to ad revenue. And that is exactly why we go on Twitch to live stream music and check out all these requests, because we get hit up 10, 20 times a day from bands that are like, and fans of our channels to listen to all this music. We don't have enough time to make videos for 20 bands. So that's exactly why we do these live streams. It helps support the channel, because if I were to do this all the time for free, then obviously I would not have a roof over my head. And if I'm going to do this full time, because this is it is a really demanding job, which is a really weird thing to say, because you just see me kind of like making a video, but there's so much behind the scenes stuff. There's so much administrative stuff. I literally have a team of people helping me, whether it's a video editor, I have moderators like Fran over here. I even have a brand manager now to help me, because there is just so much on my plate. And now I have this podcast with the Metal Roundup, which is taking a lot of time too. If I were to do a lot of this stuff for free, I would be burnt out and I would not even have a house. Like, I need to pay the bills. So we do need to make money somehow, but we do it in a fair way that is fair to the labels, it's fair to the bands, where we're not millionaires by any means. It is very tough to survive with what we do. And this is why we ask a lot of people to come on Twitch to help support, or we actually plug our Patreon a lot. Like, we're not even like, we're 30 seconds into the video and I already have so much to say. I have so much to say. But yeah, I plug my Patreon a lot, and it's because if I didn't have my Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. But let's continue to hear what Tank has to say.
I don't want to specifically focus on UMG. I want to talk about this whole copyright claim thing and this notion that reactors aren't making money, because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I think most of them are full of shit. And I think a lot of them have been lying to try and get people's sympathy, when it's not exactly how this is working. Because I've been doing this for a while now, and I know how this shit works. We're filming live on Twitch. Welcome to everybody in Twitch chat.
How does he mean that we're looking for sympathy? So Tank gets a lot of views. Tank gets a lot of views from doing initially Nightwish reactions where he's built up a big following. He gets 100,000 views per video. He's doing really well from ad revenue. A lot of us who push these small underground bands, because we talk about a lot of smaller underground bands. So yes, if we want to keep what we're doing alive and well, it's based off community support. We don't live just off ad revenue. And that's exactly why we plug our Patreon, so we can continue to showcase the smaller, more underground bands. Because if we didn't have Patreon or Twitch and we're constantly just showing, you know, these bands that only have 10,000 monthly listeners, 100,000 monthly listeners, we would not be able to survive if we're doing this full time. So that line alone kind of irks me.
We've been doing this a lot lately because I've been so busy with touring and stuff like that. So if you'd like to join us live on Twitch when we film stuff, you can go to twitch.tv/TankTheTech. And real quick, I just want to take a quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Raycon.
I let that ad play for a second because I thought he was going to make a joke, but I'm seeing this is actually a Raycon ad. Unfortunately, we're not all like Tank and get 100,000 views per video where we can get sponsored ads. It's funny because I'm actually in the middle of trying to work with sponsorships because, as you know, inflation is getting pretty crazy. The cost of living and everything is going up. I have not changed my Patreon prices since for the past 4 years. I've kept it the same cost for the tier. So what I'm doing is actually trying to reach out to sponsorships so I can get ads like this, because not everyone is at the same scale as Tank. So the fact that he is saying that a lot of reactors are full of shit and then now he's pushing this Raycon thing, it just kind of doesn't sit well.
If you're a regular on the channel, you've probably heard me talk about Raycon before because it's about 8 hours of playtime.
I'm sorry. It's just so funny to push an ad after shitting on reaction channels, just they're not making money yet he's bringing in bank.
So now back into the video. I want to dive into this whole thing because I think some of this stuff might give you a better idea of how this works. And at the end, just to prove my point, I actually want to dive through some of the bands I've reacted to over the years and go to my analytics and actually like tell you guys how much money I've actually made by doing this, because I have made money doing this. That's why when I see a lot of reactors saying donate and go to my Patreon because I don't make money, like it's kind of over exaggerated in my opinion. But
no, it's not. No, it is not. The ad revenue alone is maybe 10% of my income. So if I didn't have Patreon, if I didn't have Twitch, and I'm just living off that ad revenue, he is completely, utterly wrong with that.
Let's check this out. So this video was uploaded 7 days ago and it has over 1 million views. The description says, in this episode, I talk about Universal Music Group's unfair practice of using bogus copyright strikes to prey on YouTubers.
Before getting into this video too, I was actually thinking, do I really want to check this out on Twitch and make a video about this video? Because it's kind of drama like, and I don't want to get into drama. I feel like without Finn McKenty making videos and stuff, I feel like the YouTube content scene has been quite healthy. People are just showcasing the love of music. At least that's what I've seen. Yeah, there's some copyright bullshit that Rick Beato is talking about, which we for sure will talk about. But right now, this feels like a little bit drama fueled, and I'm kind of disappointed that this is even happening to begin with.
Reactors are just saying they're not making money and probably are, but I think this is going to feed into a lot of it. So I'm going to check this out. I may not play this full thing on stream, so if you want to watch this video, I'll link it in the description, but let me check this out real quick.
What's up, everyone? I hate making these videos, but I really need to because it seems like the only thing that ever gets done
a video
is when you
of
talk
a video
about
right now.
UMG, Universal Music Group, has continued to send emails about copyright content ID claims and now copyright strikes on my channel.
You know why these people worry about copyright strikes a lot more is because they're reacting to bands that are under the publisher of Universal Music Group. There are bands which do, are under that umbrella for, from the bands that I check out. But again, since a lot of the bands I check out are a little bit smaller, I would say they're medium. I obviously do the Electric Callboys, I do the Falling Reverses, I do the Sleep Tokens. There's bands I love, but I also do a lot of medium-sized bands. And when it comes to copyright strikes, I don't have to worry about it as much because I'm not making content and milking content about Fallen Reverse and Slaughter Prevail all the time. Now, maybe Sleep Token a little bit, but I fucking love Sleep Token, and I built a good relationship with Spine Farm Records back in the day. Now, Sleep Token is all on RCA, so because of it, I haven't made a dime from any of those videos. The one video that I made from Sleep Token was when I went to the Even in Arcadia listening party. So people were a little bit annoyed that, oh, Burb, why'd you go to the listening party and why didn't you do a full album reaction? You spoiled content. Well, I wanted to do an experience the music in person rather than just film content. But at the same time, when I did that recap video, I was actually able to make maybe $60 off it. So that helped a little bit, but $60 obviously doesn't even pay off my phone bill, right?
Do an indefinite strike right away, no questions asked. Like, your video is removed, you're getting a strike.
To sum up the copyright system, because I don't know if it's really clear at the moment, what it is there's 3 tiers. The first tier is a copyright claim. A claim means that your video is using somebody else's material that is copyrighted, like a music video, which means that copyright claim goes to the holder, which is usually the label or the publisher, or like the publisher. So all that ad revenue goes to them. Now, the second tier is a copyright block. Now, when I tell my viewers, when I tell you guys that I'm getting a copyright block, that means no one can see it. There's nothing I can do. You can't see the video. It's not public. It is literally blocked. And I have to go to the label. If I do have a relationship with the label, like Lorna Shore, for example, Lorna Shore should have came out on the day of the song came out, but unfortunately got blocked. So I had to email Century Media asking them to remove the block for me. And I had to wait a whole day. And that's why you see a lot of Lorna Shore reactions. If you were paying attention that during the Lorna Shore release, they all came out the day afterwards because everyone's video got blocked. So that's the second tier, right? A block. The third one, which is the worst one, is a strike, copyright strike. This is what they're talking about. A copyright strike means you got hit with a strike, which is a big no-no. And if you get 3 strikes, your channel is permanently taken down. So it's really scary. But fortunately, knock on wood, I haven't gotten 1 copyright strike. And a big reason could be because I feature a lot of smaller, medium-sized bands, as well as the big bands, but I do feature a good variety of bands. It's just the bands I want to talk about. It's the bands that my community wants to talk about. It's a mix of bands. But that's why I don't get hit with copyright strike, because I'm not doing Olivia Rodrigo reactions. Another thing that Tank knows is it was like 2 years ago, I wanted to make sure that every video that I didn't have any copyright. That means no copyright claim, no block, no nothing, which means I can make ad revenue. So I'm only going to feature the bands that will help me get ad revenue, because it's really hard to make money being a reactor doing medium-sized bands all the time. However, and like Tank saw that and was proud that I was doing that. He's like, hell yeah, man. Because I posted on Twitter that I'm only working with labels that want to work with me. That didn't last long. That could have lasted maybe 4 or 5 months. And then I realized I was so limited to what I could feature on my channel, because majority of the stuff I couldn't feature because I don't have relationships with those labels. So I just take the copyright claim. I just take those hits. And I'm totally fine with it, because I want those bands, especially the small bands, I want them to make money. But at the same time, it needs to be a little bit fair for me too, because I need to put food on my table. I need to have a roof over my head too. So there's a lot of labels know this too, and that's why they work with a lot of reactors. But it needs to be sort of like a even playing field, because we built these relationships. We provided our value. We've really provided our value. It took a long time for labels to start working with us, but we provide our value that a lot of labels reach out to us to make videos and say like, we'll remove the copyright for you. But at the end of the day, it's not all the labels. So I would say 60% of my videos are copyright claimed. And the other 40% are, they're making ad revenue, but it's only like the last 10 videos that are actually making money, because all my other videos kind of capped already. They already peaked. They already hit their like kind of threshold of how many views that they can get, because they're not getting shown the algorithm. So I would only say a lot of reactors are making only like ad revenue from their last 10 videos or so, because unless you get like a video that goes way viral, but that doesn't really happen in our scene that much.
They were responses to his disputes that he had already put in. So basically what that means is he had uploaded a video, he had got a copyright claim on it, and he had disputed it.
I think Tank is siding with the copyright system and the reactors, but he hasn't gone to the point yet where he's kind of like talking about how we're, you know, looking for sympathy and all this stuff, which I really want to get into that part of the video. But he's just kind of talking about copyright right now.
And that was their response, was denying it.
To talk about
You know what? I'm also going to mention another thing that is absolute bullshit, especially if you're doing the self-employed stuff that I don't know if Tank will even talk about, is but fucking taxes. Especially if you're doing the self-employed stuff, the taxes are crazy, especially in Canada. You know, probably many other places, but in Canada, 30% of your income is tax. And that is, especially with the cost of living and everything, it is insane. And this is probably going to be a big detail that Tank is going to leave out and say like, oh, reactors are acting for or looking for sympathy and all this. But like, we do need the support. Without you guys watching on Twitch, without Patreon, we would not be able to do this. Sure, we can probably keep it as a hobby, but don't expect the same output. Definitely do not expect the same output. Expect a huge drop in quality too if this was only a side gig for me. But since this is my full-time job, I'm putting a lot of effort and love into what I'm doing. And I think and I hope it really comes across, because I feel like on a lot of my latest videos, I'm energetic, I'm fun, I'm really having fun with this, even though it's almost 7 years of doing this. And I did not make money from my channel until maybe year 2.5 or something, but even then it was still chump change. Year 3, I started Patreon, and then people wanted more from me. People wanted album reactions. I'm like, well, I can't put album reactions on YouTube because it's going to get blocked. So, you know what? To support the channel, because album reactions take a long time. I have to listen to the entire album, I do a lot of output. So that's why we put it on Patreon. First, it's probably going to get blocked, so people won't even be able to see it. Second, it's an opportunity to help support your creator. Now, before I was a creator, I would see these content creators asking for Patreon support, and it seemed kind of greedy. But now, being a content creator, I kind of get it. If you love a creator, support them in any way you can, whether it's merchandise, whether it's like a Patreon or something. Support those people, especially if you enjoy their content and they want to keep on going. I think majority of people really absolutely appreciate it. There could be some greedy outliers, but that's when you trust your own intuition and you trust the creator. Now, maybe there's other people. I'm only speaking from my own experience. There could be other people that are like in the Nick Nocturnal range, but he's not even making videos right now. But Nick Nocturnal, I can only assume, is bringing some bank. Hence why he's on hiatus and he's still living well. Look, if I were to take a break right now for 3 months, I would be having another job. Let me just say that. And I think that's a reason why Nick went to the US. I think an additional reason could have been the taxes.
That is the definition of fair use. These are
a lot of these record labels haven't gotten with the times.
He's a small channel too. Yeah, it is very finicky. The system is so finicky that no one has the answer. I don't even think YouTube has the answer. I could upload an album reaction. Like, okay, I do videos with the Metal Roundup, right? I could upload an album reaction from Deftones and it gets fine. But Drew could upload a video and his get blocked. It's weird. It's so finicky. There's times where we have our little private conversations and we chat, and then my video is cleared, but theirs is blocked or claimed, and they're trying to figure out why. And it could be because of my edits. We don't know. The YouTube algorithm is fucked. Well, the copyright system is fucked.
I don't even understand how this works, honestly. But
did he really just say what I thought he did?
I don't even understand how this works, honestly.
Then why are we making a video about it? Is my question, honestly.
I just said, I don't think anyone knows how it works. Even Tank, even the YouTube people, because the system is not perfect. It's such a finicky, weird system, this copyright system is, but it's currently what we use, and that's why we always bitch and complain about it. And like, oh, this is copyright claimed, and we hate talking about it. We wish there was a perfect system, but it's going to take a lot of time, because I feel like we're currently living in the Wild West a little bit. You know, when I talk to my tax guy, actually, I'm trying to figure out, you know, how the money is coming in. It's international, all this stuff. You know, even the government is trying to figure out how you're getting revenue, because it's so different. This is such a unique new world of all this revenue coming in. Or accountants can't quite figure it out too.
Okay, so I know I was critiquing a lot of things he was saying, and it seemed like I was judging it. But again, I do agree with the overall point he was making, in that this copyright system on YouTube is absolutely busted, dude. Because the whole reason that the copyright system exists.
Before he says anything, I just want to put my input is that the copyright system needs to be in place, though. There needs to be a system for, you know, people not just stealing other people's content. Say like for movies, right? If someone were to upload an entire movie, you can't have that, because that's essentially stealing from revenue from the people who made that movie. So there needs to be copyright in place. So it makes sense. It's just not perfected by any means.
Is to stop people from uploading music or movies or other people's art in its entirety and making money off of it. I do not have any of the copyright claim issues that people like Rick Beato and some of these other people claim to have. In my last 300 videos, I have 2 copyright claims. I've never...
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but that is not the case for a lot of our reactors. Let me see. Let me go to my fucking channel. Copyright. Copyright. Copyright, 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 copyright. Oh my God. So it's literally, yeah, half of my videos on that one page of my analytics is copyrighted.
So of all the reactions I've ever done, I have somehow not had the same problems that all these other reactors and music content creators are having. Simno in chat just said, try.
Because Tank focuses on the bands that he can talk about. He also is like more of a music discussion channel rather than a reactor. And I really do like his channel for that. You know, he does talk about bands rather than doing a music reaction channel, and I think he's done an awesome job at it. I've commended him for it in person and stuff because I really like what he's doing. But again, I'm just so passionate about the bands that I love, and also showcasing these upcoming bands and stuff, and talking about the big bands too. Like I really love just doing reactions, and that's why I'm still at it almost 7 years later. But because of it, yeah, a lot of my shit is copyrighted.
Try doing Maximum the Hormone. For anybody that doesn't know, Maximum the Hormone is a Japanese band that I absolutely love. In fact, I'll put a clip in here really quick just to try this out. But
essentially, if you watch my album reaction montages, where it's just like a highlights, I make sure that I only use 9 seconds of music before I do the next cut. 9 seconds max. And that's why they can be a little very choppy, but YouTube pretty much allows you to play music for 9 seconds, I would say. If you do longer, then the system will recognize it as copyright and hit you with a copyright claim, or a block if you're very unlucky, or a strike if it's very unlucky.
I think that is a good point. That'll lead me into a good point is you have to be smart about this kind of stuff as well when you're a content creator. You have to know.
Yep. And this is a huge thing too. A lot of people ask me like, oh, where's your reaction to this? Oh, where's your reaction to that? It's fucking copyright blocked. That happens quite a bit where people just think you can put anything on your channel. You can't. And it's a little frustrating when you see comments a lot like, where's this video? I'm like, buddy, there's a whole system that I'm working with, and I can't do everything to your will.
What you can and can't do. And I know for sure that a lot of these Japanese labels and publishers are so strict about reactions that you're always flirting with getting hit by this type of stuff that Rick is talking about with Universal Music Group. Like Sony will just give you a takedown request and stuff like that right away. The thing I want to really focus on for the rest of this video is how other music content creators and reactors have taken this kind of narrative about how this is so unfair and have used it to their advantage to basically...
No. Hold up. I don't know who he's watching, but when he's grouping everyone, this is exactly why I'm talking and making this part of my live stream and going to make this probably a YouTube video, is that he can't group all of us together.
This is so unfair.
So
and if you
when I don't talk about the copyright system being unfair, I work with it, but I am limited to what I can do and also how I can make money. And that's why we have Patreon. That's why we have Twitch and other things. That's why other people have merch. But right now, it is community that literally keeps the channel going. And I've said that to you guys. I've literally said that to you guys in my Discord that you are the community. You are the backbone to keeping this channel afloat. And that is why I push the streams. That is why I put That is why I push the Patreon so much. And I hate doing it. I hate plugging the Patreon. I don't like doing it. But fucking hell, like, it's the way to survive doing what we're doing. And I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just telling the truth. Unlike what Tank is saying, that we're like, oh, boo-hoo, we need money. That's not the case. That he's framing it like that, and it's pissing me off. I usually don't get too annoyed, but this is such a... It's a sensitive topic. It is, especially when I feel like he's not, using my name or anything, but he is dragging us through the mud a little bit, and I don't like that.
To their advantage to basically lie or over-exaggerate the truth to a lot of the viewers to gain sympathy or...
Nope. I don't know who he's referring. Maybe he has someone in mind, but when he's grouping all of us together, this is where I'm going to stand and just say this is not true. I don't lie. There's no over-exaggeration. There is a reason why we push the Patreon, because there is a good chance the videos will get copyright blocked. But even if it doesn't, say if I upload the latest Deftones album, if I uploaded that to YouTube and there was no block or copyright, it would just be copyright claim. Cool. I would get no money from it. Sure, I'd get views, right? But judging by my finances and my budget, I need to put it on Patreon. I need to put it on Patreon. And that's why I'm pushing people to go. If you want to watch the full thing, unedited, consider supporting me on Patreon. And it's not like we got tons of people sign up. Honestly, the Deftones was a dud for the cost of return. I filmed every Deftones album and I put that on Patreon, like all the album reactions. What is that? It takes an hour to film, record, get ready. And then when you're editing and you're uploading, it takes maybe 2.5 hours, and making the thumbnail and advertising it. That's 2.5 hours to let's say it's like 12 hours. I spent 12 hours uploading all those Deftones album reactions. I think I'm lucky if I made $60 from that. It was a huge dud. But I'm not going to whine about it. I'm not going to cry about it, because I learned, and I'm just like, okay, maybe that didn't work, but we keep pushing forward. And if you watch my Patreon videos, usually at the end, I'm like, thank you for supporting me on Patreon. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't keep doing this. Yeah, the cost of living has gone up like crazy for all of us. But one thing that I am kind of trying to do is keep the Patreon cost the same. So this is something I've been kind of doing where I thought about upping it, to be honest. Right now it's $5 if you want to watch an album reaction, but it's not even just an album reaction. It's like fucking 1,000 hours worth of content, because I've been putting a lot of work into it for the past 4 years. I've kept it the same since I started. I haven't increased the price, and it's because I just want to keep things fair and right.
Most record labels and publishers actually are cool with reactions because they see it as free press for their bands and their music.
The one problem when it comes to working with all these labels is that the viewer, and I'm definitely in tune with this, will think, okay, now since you're working with labels, where's the authentic actual feelings that you have about this music? Since now you have a label and you're going to make ad revenue for it, now you're not going to be authentic. You're going to just say every song is good, right? It's a very fine line, and that's why I'm do my best to be respectful, and also at the same time I do showcase only the music that I primarily like on my main channel. I do have a second YouTube channel where I take these highlights from these Twitch streams and I just upload it to my second channel. But there are times where, like, for example, Architects dropped Everything Ends or something. It was like track 5 off their new album. I gave that song a 5.5. I'm like, no. But I still sent an email to the label saying, like, unfortunately, I didn't love this song. I still did my best to be respectful, but I got to be honest. Here's the video in case if this can get copyright cleared, because I have a good relationship with Epitaph Records. And they were cool with it. They removed the copyright. They're a sick label. Thank you, Epitaph. That's the best kind of relationship, is when you can actually still be authentically yourself. And I also don't want to shit on the bands. I don't like that, especially since I built a following and I know bands are watching now. I just don't like to put that kind of energy out. Just like how I don't like to do drama videos, but when there's a video like this, I kind of have to tackle it. But yeah, just in case people were wondering, is it going to lose authenticity if you have good relationships with labels?
Whatever. You get the idea. All these record labels, because I'm a member of Discord groups where I talk to other YouTubers that if somebody doesn't have a contact, they'll be like, hey, do you have a contact for Fearless Records or whatever? And we share them with each other. I even have a Word document on my computer of like every contact at every label that I have a good connection with, and I'll share that with other reactors and content creators. A lot of these YouTubers are monetizing most of these reactions, but they're telling people they're not. And
where's the source? Do you guys watch my reaction videos and I'm like, this one is copyrighted. Before you watch this Electric Callboy reaction, please support me or something. I don't do that unless it's an album reaction. That's the only time I do that. So I don't know where he's getting this.
Every case
I don't know what
different.
reactor.
I will say, if you're doing a random ass reaction to a random ass band that you don't have a connection to, you are risking getting a copyright claim and or a strike. And you will.
Greyhaven, Solid State. No one has. I don't know anyone who has a relationship with Solid State Records. So Fifth Hurricane, Greyhaven, Silent Planet. We just love the music.
Probably get a copyright claim no matter what. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of this is overblown. And to really drive home the point here for you guys, I
find this video overblown. He's really making some assumptions and putting the entire reaction community into a group and all painting us the same color.
Do something that I think not a lot of other people have done. I'm gonna have you guys throw out some of the bands that I've reacted to like the most on YouTube, and I want to go through my analytics. I'm going to show you guys how much money I've made off reacting to certain bands. So right away, the biggest one, obviously, the band I currently work for, Electric Callboy. I've reacted to so much of their stuff before I even worked for them. So 27 reaction videos for a grand total that I have made in ad revenue of $17,142.
Holy shit. Hold up. That's a lot more than me. Oh, I can't find the info right now, but I'm going to say that's a lot of money. I think from my Electric Callboy videos,
divide that by
mind you, he gets like 6, 8 times, 10 times more the views than I do, especially when it comes to Electric Callboy.
27 videos. That is roughly $634.89 that I have made per reaction video to Electric Callboy over the course of 5 years. So that right there tells me reactors are making
no, you can't do that. Oh, you can't just fucking say that. You can't just say put us all at the same level as Tank. You can't fucking do that. So I made money, so everyone else has made the same money too. Oh, Tank. Why are you doing this, man? Look, love what Tank is doing in terms of his channel. He's being a voice of reason for the industry and everything. I love it. But why is he dragging all the smaller channels down? Just like the title and thumbnail that I said, that this gives off energy that I'm better than everyone else. He's not helping the case when it comes to the content of this video.
They're full of shit because I react to stuff and I know how much money some people are making. I've even talked to other YouTubers behind the scenes about how much money they've made doing this kind of stuff. A Nude Goose says, sounds like a lot, but it's over a long time. Yeah, sure, but you got to think, that's just one band I've reacted to. There's a ton of others.
He's making some good money from YouTube ad revenue. Sure, it's not like living, but he's making quite possibly 8 times more than me, I would say, something like that. No, he's making like 10 times more than that. This is more accurate. This is more accurate to what the fucking reactors are making. I don't have the analytics right now to show you. Oh, yeah. House of Protection. Every video that I've done has been copyright claimed. So he has a relationship with them. Holy, that's a lot of money. I know my sleep token take me back to Eden. Hold up, let me actually pull this up because I would like to do that. That's one of my best performing videos, was my sleep token video. Take me back to Eden album reaction. Sorry guys, give me a second because I really want to pull this in. Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, so this is probably my highest performing reaction video on YouTube. And one thing to consider is that when you're doing a video that's an hour long, you're going to get more ads played, which means more ad revenue. That's why a lot of threshold for YouTube videos is 8 minutes. You want to get that sweet mark where you can play 2 ads. That's why people purposely try to do 8-minute long videos. My sleep token Take Me Back to Eden album reaction is an hour and 3 minutes. So there's a lot of ads in there. I've made in my lifetime, which is 2 years and a bit, $1,400. And that's Canadian. This is US dollars. So what is that? $1,000, maybe $1,100 from my sleep token video, which is my highest performing video in terms of ad revenue. And this is only House of Protection. This is only House of Protection. You can't just say every reactor is making bank when we're not in the same fucking position as you, Tank.
And I don't mean to sound hypocritical because I also have a Patreon, but that's for like early access. By those standards, I don't make a lot from Patreon. I see some other...
Yeah, this is the whole thing. This is the difference between Tank and reactors like us. He makes a lot more money when it comes to ad revenue. Guess what? Maybe Tank and I could be making the same amount of revenue or like money or salary or whatever you want to call it in total, but it's because I make more from Patreon than he does because I have way more Patreon content than he offers. I have, again, over like 1,000 hours of content because I've been plugging it away at it for 4 years. So yeah, I make more from Patreon than he does, but he makes way more on YouTube ad revenue. So the fact that he's saying we're all sympathetic and asking for money is such horseshit. I'm sorry, but that's so fucking lame of Tank to bring down other channels and how they're trying to make revenue and trying to cut the costs because the overhead costs are expenses, you know, new equipment and other things that happen and things break down. We have to replace things and all this other stuff.
Other reactors that are making several $1,000s a month because they are charging for reactions, which I don't do because I make money from doing reactions like that.
I consider Tank at the same level as Nick Nocturnal and Charismatic Voice. Those channels get a lot of views. Those are the upper echelon people. I consider myself maybe a medium YouTuber. Medium, I feel like, especially in the metal scene, I feel like I'm medium. Want to know my most watched video is Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine. Let me go to that. The analytics and how much money. Want to know, guys, guess how much money I made from my Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine video. It's currently at 503,000 views, which is my most viewed video of all time. Guess how much money I made? $2,500, $950, $1,500. Okay. Good guesses. Well, the answer is fucking zero. I made nothing from it. I don't make, this is what I mean, how horseshit this is. And how much he's saying we're making so much bank. No, we are hit with copyright a bunch. The sleep token, Take Me Back to Eden, I'm making money from that because I had a relationship with Spine Farm. I still do. But since sleep token is on RCA, guess how much money I've made from all my sleep token, even in Arcadia reactions. How much money have I made from all my reactions to even in Arcadia from sleep token? It's 50, 1,400, 6, 100. Stepana, you're probably the most accurate. Because it's fucking zero again, but the ROI to film the videos, to, you know, get myself ready, maybe the cost of coffee and everything that I'm drinking for these videos, it probably was minus $50. I've made nothing because they're on RCA Records and I don't have a relationship with them. So we're only doing the Sleep Token videos for the love of Sleep Token. We fucking love the band. And of course, it brings in a lot of views and subscribers. Views and subscribers is currency too. But Again, the only money that I've made from Sleep Token, even in Arcadia, was when I made my video for when I went to the listening party, because I didn't use any music. I just talked about my experience and talked about my experience, what it was like at the Sleep Token listening party. Because of it, I was able to monetize that because there's no copyright because I didn't use any music. This is how much money I made from my Even in Arcadia listening party video. 227 Canadian dollars. So that's maybe 170 USD. So that's not really a reaction video. That's a separate video. So woo! Hell yeah! So no, we're not asking for sympathy. We're asking for support. There's two different things here. Sympathy is saying, please, please help us. No, I'm so desperate. Support is, if you'd like to support the channel and watch the entire album reaction uncut, consider my Patreon. Otherwise, enjoy the montage here on YouTube. Big whoop.
But I firmly think a lot of YouTube reactors that are telling you guys they're not making money are. Ross said, I've seen small channels that charge like $50 or $75. Dude, there's channels that charge fucking way more than that. What's the name of that fucking guy that went on fucking TV bitching about how reactors don't make money that Alex Hefner and I talked about? Yeah, David Heretic religiously uploads. His most recent videos are 9 hours ago, 21 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago,
When a lot of people argue that it's lazy content, I don't agree. It depends on the channel, because I can look at Orion. Orion is not lazy at all. Holy shit. He puts so much effort into editing and other things. But there are people that just upload the basic ass reaction where it's just raw footage, put it up, nothing to it, very easy. But I think people also gravitate towards channels like mine and Orion because we put effort into our videos. And because of that effort, I think that's where people maybe want to support too. People see the effort and love and passion that you're putting into your videos, and that's why they go to your Patreon, because they want to support you. That's another reason, because we're providing value, and I think that's the thing that Tank is kind of missing out on a little bit here.
3 days ago. This guy uploads a lot. A lot of these bands are very random, so there is probably a chance he's getting copyright claims on a lot of them. If you go to his Patreon, he's got a ton of different tiers on here. Silver tier for $100 a month, gold tier for $200 a month. And a lot of these are for paid reactions, like the gold tier, the $200 a month, 3 monthly prioritized requests.
The dude is providing value. If people want to pay that amount, then that is the amount that he's going to get. Look, the fact that the gold tier is sold out, you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad at him that he's charging that if people do want it. Now, if his point is that reaction channels are not making money, yeah, but a channel like him, it looks like he's making some good money from Patreon, so good on him. Because it is not the easiest to monetize, but it's literally solving problems as we go, because I get so many requests for checking out music. This is why we do these live streams, and this is why you people request music. I get requests to do album reactions. Okay, this is why we do it on Patreon. It's like literally figuring out ways to give people what they want, but make sure that we have financial support too. So if this guy it has this fucking gold tier and it's selling out, good for him.
Like, people are asking him to do that. Well, he has his Patreon information set to public. He makes $2,100 a month just from Patreon alone.
That's not bad, but that too is a price that actually is not totally accurate, because Patreon takes a fee. Patreon takes a good fee from that too. So at the end, he's probably making $1,900. I would probably say like $1,900, $1,950 is what he's making. And it's also taxable. A lot of this is taxable too. So he's really only, I don't know what it is like in the US, but at the end of the day, he's making $1,600. And that probably covers his mortgage. So Patreon only, and Patreon, at least for me, is a lot of work. So literally it's a full-time job with all the stuff that we're doing. Literally the most I've ever worked in my life is with reaction channels, this reaction channel. And I know that sounds silly because all I do is watch a music video. I get it. But all the administrative stuff and all the stuff that we do behind the scenes is so time consuming. And that is why I literally have a team of people. That is why, Fran, you are such a big help. And that's why I stress that all the time when you're here and how much of a help you are. Even if it's just mindset, I just love having you here because you help just manage things, and I just can breathe a little bit better. And I don't even know Fran's right here right now, so hopefully you see this back, because Fran, you're the best.
Doing like paid reaction requests. So there are smaller YouTubers out there that are making way more money than I am. I'm not even making close to that on Patreon. And that's not to say he's not making money from some of his other reactions. I don't know.
Yeah, he's not making that on Patreon because he hasn't provided that value on Patreon. Again, a lot of us reactors have put a lot of effort into our Patreon because of the copyright claims that we get on our videos, because we are not making the same ad revenue as Tank.
I don't know if he is or not. My whole point there is that a lot of these YouTubers have said like copyrights are unfair and fuck these labels and blah, 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 blah. And they've gained that sympathy from the viewers to sign up for things like Patreon. And now they are making a couple $1,000s a month doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address this because I do think that viewers have been taken advantage of a little bit by some music.
Nope. It all depends on if you provide value, and if people are going to support you in that endeavor, then that is, up to the viewer. But also, this is a case-by-case study too. You can't just paint the entire group of reactors the same color with the same paintbrush, right? So I really don't like that, because it makes it seem like I'm taking advantage of you guys. And I have to stress, without you guys, I would not be able to continue doing what I'm doing. And that's why I thank you. And I always do my best to appreciate the support. I feel like I'm pretty vocal with that. If I'm not, then I apologize. But I do my best to make sure that everything here is fair. I like supporting the chat. That's my request. Because we gotta be honest, man. That's the whole point. I'm being honest about how we're making. He's being honest. I'm being honest about my music taste, and like, I can't lie. I'm a really bad fucking liar, and that's when I really don't like that he says that we're taking advantage of viewers. I really don't like that.
Music related content creators and reactors, because not everybody's being fully honest about how this stuff is kind of working. But yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, I just wanted to talk through this, and maybe you learned a thing or two. And if not, whatever, But anyways, to everybody that was on Twitch that was here, thank you for being here. I appreciate it once again. And one more time, if you're watching on YouTube later, you can go to twitch.tv/TankTheTech, where I often stream. Sometimes we record for YouTube, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how busy I am.
He's plugging his Twitch because he wants more viewers, because he can make more ad revenue. We're all trying to make money. We're all trying to support what we're doing. We're not making crazy bank. Looks like Tank is making some crazy bank from ad revenue, but let's let him plug a little bit more. Maybe we'll get another Raycon ad here.
But I am home for like the next 2 months from tour, so we'll probably be doing more proper YouTube videos going forward rather than just recording on Twitch. But be kind to each other. I love you all, and I will see you very soon.
Look, with all that said, I still love Tank. I do not love this video. This video was a miss. And it's for all the reasons that I mentioned. And the thing is, I don't want to create drama or start drama. But when there's videos like this that are directly talking about me and what I do, and I'm so passionate about what I do, obviously you can tell. This is probably the most fired up I've been in a long time when it comes to content, because I have a lot to say. This is where it warrants a video like this, where I need to talk about it, because I don't like what he said here. He makes some points. A lot of them are just grouping everyone together, and it does project him as a better person than everybody else, and I don't like that. I really don't like how he positioned himself as a way of like, I'm going to be honest with you guys because no one else is being honest. That's pretty much what he's saying. Even the title and thumbnail, the big lie that music reactors keep pushing on you. Sorry, Tank. This video's a no for me, dog.